Greg, what are you playing there?
Settings on the PlayStation Vita. I was trying to figure out why I had no signal. I am playing Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. I just got my code.
You're working on that review, but I'd like to know how you would review the settings of your Vita on the IGN scale.
Well, let's start with presentation. Can we bring the breakdown box back? It's hard to get around. You never know what you're getting into.
It's tough.
6.5 probably on the
Customizable.
No, not in the green settings. Once I'm inside the green settings.
Oh, once you're in there, then it's at least.
I still get the
a 4.
weird text messages. I've blogged about this before. I get phantom texts because like my 3G card used to be assigned to a phone number. You have to have a phone number for the 3G, and so I just get random texts for this girl all the time.
Really? On your Vita?
Yeah.
You should like text back. You're like, "Yo, girl, what's up?"
Well, it's because I can't text from the Vita. You can only receive texts on the Vita.
What do people text her?
All sorts of stuff. I've blogged about it before. She. What we know about her is that we know her name, Julie. Her name's Jewel. People call her Jules a lot in the texts. She's a flight attendant, I think. Because here's how it went: is that I'll read through some of it for you.
This is incredibly fascinating.
It started off that
you're just playing a game and you're just receiving text messages from this girl named Julie.
It's rare. It's more usually when I turn on the Vita and I'll just be doing something else.
You're watching this woman's entire ghost life unfold on your Vita.
That's correct. Yeah.
And she has no idea. Which might be the best or saddest thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's one of those things that I'll see if I can dial. Oh, I can't dial it.
This seems incredibly unsafe. Like, are people getting my texts and I don't know it? Like.
So, anyways, it started that a lot of times she like, please call me when you're on the way to the airport. I landed, meet you by luggage. Call me. And
I waited for hours.
And then she started getting other stuff, like more stuff. I was like, oh, maybe she's going on a trip. Then it turned out she kept getting messages about airports and stuff. I'm like, oh, she's a flight attendant. Then now this is the one that we got. This is the one we got that changed the whole, flip the script. This is from
I'm screwing your brother.
May 26, 2012. Hi, Julie. This is Buster, brother Chuck. I have some Percocets, 15 I need to get rid of.
Whoa!
And then it's like, she's traveling so much because she's a drug mule. And like, that was the last time I've gotten the drug ones. Like,
that's very Jackie Brown.
Yeah, I get the one. What did you do over the weekend? Love, Mom. Don't forget to send a message to your 2 dads on Father's Day. Jerry did not
There's
get
the real
card.
root of the problem.
Tried to call you. Going to bed now. Love, Mom. Do you know if Arnie and Holly are okay? There are fires in Colorado Springs.
It's crazy.
You can track this down if someone knows an Arnie and Holly in Colorado Springs.
Hey girl, this is Amanda. Are you at Fish?
Like the band?
I guess. Yeah.
Is it spelled that way?
Did you bring your Percocets?
Got your message today to show 1419 Ashford Creek. Sorry, my tenant there is sick today. Can you show tomorrow afternoon? Thanks, Betty.
Okay, so now we have names, addresses,
if somebody can piece all this together.
We've kind of honed in on this person now.
Oh, I'm spilling my coffee.
So wonderful to hear your voice. Would call you back, but I know you're being an old lady, smiley face. Let's please chat ASAP. Love and miss you too. What I don't get about it is that she's calling people, communicating to people, and they have to see a different number, but then they're coming back and texting the old number.
Well, these are drug addicts she's dealing with, Greg.
Well, there's that, and there's also the fact I'm assuming that she's getting these texts too. That's what I was assuming.
You think we're doubling up on this phone?
That was my guess.
Huh. Yeah, that's what I would assume. But
I've texted that number before because I did an article about how Vitas have their number or whatever.
Did you text it?
And I never got a text back like, hey, what are you talking about? This is Jules.
Next time, ask for some perks.
I got Percocets out my ass. What do you want me to do with them?
All right, let's check in with the listeners.
Hi, listeners. Beat you.
I know. I had coffee in my mouth.
Well, that's how a lot of people lose the race.
Remember, you can always reach us at gamescoop@ign.com, just like
our good friend
Sharya
Dogra. That sounds like I made up.
Sharya Dogra.
Sharia says Walking Dead.
What was the name again? Sharia Dogwa?
Shaurya.
Sharia.
Sure.
Walking Dead, the game so far has been great. How much pressure would the guys at Telltale be feeling to make Episode 5 memorable and finish the series on a high? Could a bad ending tarnish the whole series, kind of like Mass Effect 3?
Number one, is everyone caught up? Have we played through 4 yet?
I haven't played through 4 yet.
We'll avoid spoilers for everybody out there. Give me a fist pound, Amy. We're best friends forever. They're under a lot of pressure, I think, but I don't think they're under pressure because they're putting themselves under pressure. They want to live up to fan expectations. I sincerely doubt it'll fall below. I doubt we're gonna walk away disappointed.
Well, it's like any like TV show episodic series. You do want the finale to be great. Right? And if the finale was a bummer, you would be a letdown.
It's like any video game, right? Like this is a 10-hour campaign if you think about it that way when it gets released on a disc. So it's like it's weird that we get to be with them on this episode-like progression as we go.
I mean, I do wonder. I'm not expecting any sort of like actual resolution where it's like, oh, that's the end. Like, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I know. I've heard some. I've had part of episode 4 spoiled for me, unfortunately. So I understand that there's things happening, but like these characters, I just don't think they want to like put a bow on it and be like the end.
Well, I mean,
No, because there's going to be a season 2.
Yeah,
Right,
Walking
exactly.
Dead is, you know,
I was gonna say
the whole
that.
thing about Walking Dead is that, you know, when Kirkman made it, he wanted a zombie movie that never ends.
Right.
So the game, I would assume, is the same way, that there's never going to be an end. They're not going to solve the zombie apocalypse.
I
or
hope
whatever.
not.
Yeah.
There's no fun in
I
it.
mean, the big question is, will season 2 be characters we know? Will it pick up from where episode 5 kind of leaves you? Will it time have passed? Or will it be a brand new group of survivors or something like that?
Maybe it'll be like The Wire.
I didn't watch that show, so I don't know.
That's a shame. You watched Nashville and you never saw The Wire.
Nashville, yes, I've watched 1 1/4 episode of Nashville, and I enjoy them quite a bit.
You should watch
What's
The
going to
Wire.
happen?
What's
See-
to happen in The Wire?
What?
Oh, are you just talking about
What's going to happen in Nashville? Is she-
Probably none of the same things that
Are the
happen
kid,
on
is
The
the
Wire.
one kid
There's
going to
zero
find out that it's
crossover there.
the
Venn diagram, it's two
byproduct of
circles.
the two stars getting together? And what do we think now that the old star and the old star are in love, but the old star's making love to that Hayden Panettiere now?
Anyway, a lot of us really like.
How do we get out of Nashville?
I know, yeah. A lot of us really like Walking Dead.
Yes.
It's conceivable. A lot of us may vote for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But I do think that last episode has something to do with that. You know, like
Sure.
if it goes up, you know, if it was great all this time and then the last episode sucks, I don't know that I would.
Yeah.
You know,
I
want
think
to.
I think the last episode is going to be heartbreaking and devastating, and that's what we're all going to walk away going, man, that was heavy, and we went somewhere with these characters that, you know, we weren't expecting to go maybe when you started. Because like I'll tell you what it is for me, right? Like, and this I've talked about this in I think just about every one of my reviews since I review them for IGN, is that I love Clementine, but we've never had the option to tell Clementine we love her.
Yeah.
And so like that
That's the
has
thing,
to
yeah.
be coming in episode 5, and I'm sure it's going to be in some like she's in a garbage disposal or something. Some horrible thing is happening, and then we get to say it.
Yeah. Yes, something really significant happens at the end of episode 4. Were you honest about it?
Oh yeah.
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 I wasn't.
Yeah. Okay. You're. I see how you play in the real life.
Yeah. I often find that the decisions that we made were not popular. Like at the end when it shows you how
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
has it, it's like, oh, I'm a terrible
No,
person.
you know,
Yeah,
me,
me too.
I'm a good guy. I try.
I try. There's some lies here and there.
Yeah, like my first playthrough of a Walking Dead game for review is always the one where I'm trying to be what I would do, what I really want to do. And so like the only real like questionable decision in 4 was I just didn't help that one person.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, no, this is over. Sorry.
I know.
You go to hell.
Yeah. This is the snowman's nipples.
The snowman's nipples.
What
do you think?
what would they
they
be
make
made
it
out of?
You could put a Hershey Kiss out there. You could put
Well, maybe like
Hershey Kisses would be great.
What about-
what's the Halloween candy?
candy corn.
Candy corn, yeah, you can use
What
that.
about
Small
just like a
nipples.
baby bottles? What about a baby bottle's rubber nipples?
Those are some big nipples. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew or the snowman asks, is it just me or has the hype for God of War Ascension reached a franchise low? Is this an
Yes.
example of a series going for too long?
Yeah, it's totally at a franchise low. I wrote about it at E3 Snowman's Nipples in an article titled "Get Over Yourself and Enjoy God of War," because it was one of those things. At the E3 presentation, we went into the whole, hey, let's talk about PlayStation Mobile, and let's talk about Wonderbook for way too long. And the way they came out of that was God of War.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a quick enough turnaround to get people excited for it. So when people sat down and talked about, hey, let's talk about the PlayStation press conference, yada, yada, they totally overlooked God of War and jumped to The Last of Us. And when I watched God of War and got to play God of War, I was like, holy shit, this looks good. I described God of War 3 as visual porn a lot, and this looks so much better than that. But still God of War.
As opposed to like
Yeah.
just erotica that you read? Or
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's visual porn. Like it's like if you're watching porn, you're out there for the erotica. You're out there for.
Nobody calls it that.
I know. I'm just saying,
Porn.
I think porn is visual porn.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, instead of you're not impressed by the sex act you're watching in God of War. You're impressed by the visuals.
I don't follow.
Moving on.
I've been talking about this for like 4 years. So thanks for listening, everybody. Assholes.
I
Yeah.
did see that news story about how there's like skins from the movie 300.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a way? Can you possibly make your game less relevant?
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
300.
I know. It's
That was
More
good.
than-
I like
yeah,
that. I liked
like-
that movie. You didn't like that movie?
But it's old.
It's just very old.
It was a
Like, no,
weird
it's
thing.
just
It was a
not really-
weird
Your
thing to
idea of
announce as a
old is-
pre-order bonus that, hey, look at this thing that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We so I think it's a side effect of this generation being so old, right? I mean, I'm not much of a God of War guy, but I'm a big Gears of War game, and that's a very, very similar situation
Sure.
with Judgment. You know, it's they're not willing to give it a number. It's not God of War 4.
Yeah,
They're not
that's the
willing
thing,
to
yeah.
put a stake in the ground. And it's the same with Gears. And is God of War the same team?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
Sony
is
Santa Monica.
the same team. So it's not the exact same situation.
I mean, their team evolves every time.
Yeah.
Like, they bring in new directors every time.
Sure,
so it's not like it's...
The fact that it's not a true sequel, not God of War 4, that's huge because the hype around Assassin's Creed 3 is really, really high. And
compared to Revelations.
But there's been Revelations and Brotherhood that have come out.
A big part of it, too, for God of War was a really awkward first outing, right? Is that they came out and like it was Colin Goldfarb down there, and this got reflected in all the write-ups. Hey, everybody, God of War multiplayer. And everybody's
it was like 15 Kratos fighting at the same time, right?
It wasn't that. No, that is not what it was.
It was at least 12.
At least 12 Kratos fighting at the same time. God of War multiplayer, and then what they showed wasn't like super, indicative of what the final product was would be. They weren't really... People walked away from this presentation a little bit baffled by it and what it was, and then it got put out there that it's multiplayer's the focus, and it was like, is there a single player? And they're like, yeah, there's this Kratos prequel, and it's somewhere here, and it was just a weird way to come out and do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why. Plus, it's not. We're not close to it. I know. We're in the.
It's not
we're in
coming
the
out
midst
till
of
March
all these
next
big
year.
games coming out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an example of the franchise going on too long. I mean, obviously, plenty of franchises go on longer and reinvent themselves, and so it's not that. It's just it's kind of the time of year. It's putting multiplayer in a game that maybe like people are saying it's pretty fun, but on the surface of it, you're like, well, this game doesn't really make sense for multiplayer. Like people need to see it for themselves to understand.
You need to get a beta out there.
It's got some hurdles to overcome for sure.
Yeah. This is our listener and fan.
Our good friend Darth Young.
Yeah.
From Dublin.
He's Darth Rakian or whatever.
From Dublin, Ireland. Hey guys, I've just started listening to The Scoop. Wanted to ask you, what do you think, or do you think, all Assassin's Creed fans will understand references to the American War of Independence in Assassin's Creed 3 if they're from another country?
My the big turnoff for all the other Assassin's Creed was, I'm not Roman, I don't understand what any of this is.
I think it'll be fine. Ubisoft is a French company, and they have fans all over the world, and I'm sure they're being very mindful of it, not to play too much inside baseball with their game. They want people all over the world to buy their game. So
yeah, I mean the history is always kind of a backdrop, right? So it'll be like, oh, Benedict Arnold, like I know who that guy is, but like obviously I went to school, I know American history, but it's been like 12 years since I studied any of that, like really seriously. Like I only have like a surface level memory of like what the heck even happened, specifically beat by beat in the American Revolution. Anyway, like I couldn't plot any of it out on a timeline or anything like that. So I think it'll be fine. It's just an excuse to run around rooftops. Like
we play games set in other time periods and settings and places we didn't.
Yeah, and I mean, and I don't know that much about the Medici family or any of that in like ancient Rome, but like I know enough that like it provides me some context and Leonardo da Vinci and blah blah blah. Like I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Agreed.
This is Rob C., the pretentious asshole.
Oh.
He lives in the UK. This is
we'll be the judges at that.
Did we call him that, you think?
Do we call him it?
Yeah, did we call him in a past episode?
Oh, maybe. That could be. The subject line is just a bit of info on something strange Damon said a couple scoops back.
Did you take a strange corner?
When you were talking about the small Japanese bars a couple weeks ago, do you guys remember this?
Yes.
When you were talking about TGS and how you went, I watched this episode and you went to the house.
I said a Scottish guy and a British guy came in. He says, this is strange because it would be like saying a Californian and an American. Scottish people are British.
Oh.
So I apologize. That's my own ignorance there. But I would ask,
did not know that.
How should I have characterized them? Because the accents are different.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's kind of a pet peeve of some people that live in the UK that, England and the United Kingdom and Scotland and Britain, like these are all like kind of the same thing, but they're all different things. And some are areas within the country, and the country is really like 3 regions put together. And I know, different people kind of want to make sure that people from other countries get it right.
So would it be a Scottish guy and an English guy?
No, Scotland is part of England, so they're just both English guys.
It's like the difference between Mary Poppins and Scrooge McDuck.
So Great Britain and England are the same thing.
Yeah.
Great Britain is the country that combines England, Scotland, and Ireland maybe. Like,
but then what's the United Kingdom?
That is the. I thought that's what you just said.
The same thing.
That is the United Kingdom.
But he said Great Britain.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Was that the way around?
All we're doing is demonstrating, or just demonstrating.
We have no idea.
This is the awesome part. I mean, our American public school system, I think, does put us at a distinct disadvantage about other cultures. I've always thought that. So enjoy fucking the American Revolution, Assassin's Creed 3, starring Toby Keith.
Well, two guys came into the bar. One of them had a British accent. One of them had a Scottish accent.
Sure, fair enough. I think that's okay. I think his point's fair, but obviously they talk different. They have, different things are associated with them, like
Oh, that's why he's a pretentious asshole.
eating haggis and blah.
Well,
blah,
Rob,
blah.
see right back into us, because we're not going to talk to Keza ever. Just explain to us what you would have called it and what the breakdown is, because clearly we don't know.
Yeah.
And the reason I know anything about this at all is because I saw actually a cool infographic that explains some of it. I'll try to dig that up.
I want to go to London.
Me too.
Let's go.
London's
Let's go this weekend.
a fun city. You're just itching to go somewhere. You want to go to Vegas this morning?
I did. That's true.
Trying to get away from the wife.
This is Kevin Bahar. I want to know what you guys think of PlayStation All-Stars. I know Greg and Colin love it, but what about other people at IGN? And do you guys think this can sell equally as well as Uncharted or God of War?
I enjoy it. I want to say I love it yet. I haven't played a final build.
Okay.
I have played very little of All-Stars, to be fair. Literally a couple matches. I was not incredibly impressed with that initial, very first impression.
Ditto. I love the concept. I love Smash Brothers. I don't play a lot of serious fighting games, the ones that end up in tournaments and stuff like that. But I love Smash Brothers. It's lighthearted. It's fun. People at IGN love it. I'm looking forward to this. In terms of like having the same sort of back catalog of really cool, impressive characters, like I think it runs pretty thin by the time you get like 7 or 8 guys.
It's a distinct
deep.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at that, and you're like.
I mean, there's what's his name, the Japanese guy, the Japanese
Toro.
cat with the onions.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get there, like you're like, really? How out of
Well, he's
ideas
big
are
in
we?
Japan. Like, I mean,
Right,
that's the
right,
thing. Like, Sony's a Japanese company.
Sure.
And that's, to be fair, Smash Brothers had, Roy from Fire Emblem before those games were really coming out much in America.
That's
so.
true. Well, there's a difference
Ice
between
climbers.
a guy with a sword and a guy with a chive.
Well, that's cool, right? That they have different, things or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm gonna wait until the final version's out. I don't really care about the beta and stuff like that.
That's a big part of it. The more I've played at events, because when I first played, I was really lukewarm on it too. And it's one of those things. Once you get to play through everybody and you see how people feel different, and you actually have time to sit down and learn a little bit about what's happening, and you choose a character, hone in on it. That's when it all I think clicks into place of like, oh, okay, I can. It's not Smash Brothers in the way I think Smash Brothers. You can jump in with anybody and be like, oh, okay, I get what's going on,
and kind of just mash around, knock somebody out of the ring, and you win. But this is different. It's sort of like a give and take kind of system, right?
Sure.
Where you can keep building up, or you can use your powers right there to kind of knock everybody out.
Right, and that's the thing too, that the super system makes it not Smash Brothers. So people come in. It's one of those things. It's been interesting to watch because I think for like the Podcast Beyond kids who get to play it all the time, we sit there and we're like, okay, Smash Brothers gets so disassociated with it because it isn't the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then for people who are just starting to play it or just starting to see it, it's still that connotation of,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just going to punch you off the level and then I'll be why are you coming back? Why are you not?
Yep.
And you have to get used to the fact that these supers are the only way to KO people, and that's the way you win.
I think the actual stages look really fun.
Yeah.
They look really creative. The BioShock stage looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cool stuff going on there. I'm kind of worried about like seeing how they're going to handle additional characters down the line.
Yeah.
Like in terms of balance issues and DLC, and they say like, hey, we're putting these guys out today. Like that stuff always kind of worries me. I think a lot of that should be there from the beginning with a fighting game.
Sure.
But maybe they just won't. So unless they've announced that they will. So what do I know?
What, do DLC?
DLC characters?
They'll do DLC.
They are?
I mean, I don't remember an article offhand, but I mean...
Because the way Nintendo does it, they don't do DLC, but they
Nintendo
have...
doesn't understand the internet.
Of course. But they have characters in Smash Brothers that you unlock that are sort of like, he's a clone of Roy, or he's a clone of Link, or he's just like...
usually a little faster, slower.
Yeah, they're slightly like altered
Mario.
versions, but they have this very similar play styles. So, and you unlock them after like 20, 30 hours of playing the game or something. So it'd be
Remember
cool
when
to
you
see how they
unlock
do
things
that.
instead of just buying them as DLC?
Yeah, that
I
was
do kind
fun.
of miss unlocking stuff.
I think in
You were the
Smash
master
Brothers
of
for GameCube, you had to like leave. You could leave your system on for 24 hours with a match going, and they were like, "Here's Mew."
It was
Thanks.
There are a lot of secrets in that game. You would
Yeah.
get trophies for playing like 100,000 matches and stuff. Like,
Now, are they doing like a single player like story campaign?
Yep.
Like, oh, they are.
Yeah, for every character.
Wow, I did not
it's
know
got
that.
do you remember
Yeah.
the very, very first? That's the boss of the game. Like,
I saw him
man.
in there, but I have no recollection of that guy.
So that's kind of cool. Like Nintendo does similar stuff with Smash Brothers, where you can go in and you see trophies of like the toys they made in the 1800s and stuff like that, and you're like, what? Okay, it's like a weird double sort of as a museum. So that's cool that Sony's doing that too.
Yeah,
I'm excited for
It's
it.
gonna be interesting to play the final version, see how it all comes together. There's a lot of questions about it, but I'm still excited to sit down and play it.
There's like really good people working on that game.
Yeah,
So,
Superbot's awesome. They picked
yeah.
up Seth Killian. I mean, to come in and oversee it all.
Yep.
One more email this week comes from Patrick Scott. I'm a 24-year-old male who has no qualms about expressing my Taylor Swift fandom.
Yeah.
I saw she has a new album on iTunes. I need to hear what Greg thinks before I make my move on this. I trust Greg implicitly.
I'm a big fan. I mean, it's more Taylor Swift. If you like Taylor Swift, why wouldn't you like this album? She's definitely moved away from like even being loosely associated with country. You know, that's where she got her start and everything.
She's just a pop star now.
Yeah, and that's fine. Don't get me wrong. I like that fine because I mean, even the popular country is just pop music nowadays most of the time. But like, there's like one where she has like a banjo in the background. It's pretty much the only thing where you're like, oh yeah, she was country at one point, doesn't she? Before last Game Scoop, I was talking to you about that. Like this one song, the one that I really like.
You were going to play it. Had a bit of a dubstep feel.
Yeah, I've been singing it all day today, and now of course it escapes me. But anyways, that it has like a dubstep feel to it.
Who are the breakup? All the songs about this
I don't know.
time?
I never go investigate those. I'm not a fan of knowing. I don't want to know, really.
You like them ambiguous breakups?
Yeah, then I just apply to my life.
Give us a number. Review the new Taylor Swift on the IGN scale.
See, now I've only...
Not ready to...
Man, I'm not ready for a final verdict. Can I have a couple more days?
But you can give us... You can recommend he buy it, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure, yeah. I need to stew a bit more.
Go to IGN.com, read our review in progress.
Yes, the Taylor Swift review in progress.
I think all the guys that the breakup songs are about,
yeah,
they should get together and release their own album.
Like a We Are the World.
Their own supergroup album.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe it's your fault.
That's true. So she's gotten completely away from her country roots?
Yeah.
She's just not like sad and whimsical anymore?
Well, no, I mean, that's so there. The music doesn't sound country anymore. It's not.
Right.
It doesn't have that like twang to it anymore.
No, because I get that a lot with like rappers where their first album's like really hungry and angry, and it's like, yeah, I was poor. The next one they're rich, and they're like, I don't have any problems to rap about anymore.
It's about hot
she's
tubs
still
and
got, she's
escalators.
still
and all
singing
of a
about the
sudden-
same kind of goofy stuff. She's got one song that they're gonna get together and act like they're 22.
How old is she?
What does
She's
that mean?
older than 22 now.
What is she, like 24?
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like those glory days of 2 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Thanks, guys. Listeners, that's all the scoops we have for you this week. Remember, you can always reach us at gamescoop@ign.com. Everybody have a great weekend. My name is Damon. This is IGN Game Scoop, and we're out.